welcome back to the Lounge Podcast, where we keep it sassy.
And serious.
We're back with a new episode, and just a reminder, we'll be dropping a new episode every month. So look forward to that towards the middle of each month.
Yes, and please let us know in the comments if you have any questions you would like for us to discuss on the podcast. And just a disclaimer, these are our own opinions. Like, yes, we're grabbing facts from news outlets, people like them speaking about on the topics, but our own opinions on these topics. All right. All right, let's get into the hot topic of this month's podcast. So, keeping men out of women's sports. All right, so I'm just going to go with a little blurb that Donald Trump stated. So basically, this is one of his executive orders. And he stated, therefore, it is the policy of the United States to rescind all funds from educational programs that deprive women and girls of fair athletic opportunities, which results in endangerment, humiliation, and silencing of women and girls and deprives them of privacy. Blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blah. But basically, he is trying to pull funds from any educational institution that wants to allow men into women's sports. And honestly, I usually don't agree with Trump, but I kind of agree with that because of the whole like privacy thing. Because my problem is women and men are totally different in the physical aspect of things. There's a difference between a 8-year-old playing men and women playing, sorry, boys and girls playing the sport, and then between 24-year-old men and women playing sports. Because honestly, Kyra, when I was younger, it was baseball. I played baseball, and it was with my brother and other boys, and there was other girls on the team. But it really, really wasn't like competitive. So I didn't really think about those things. But now, if I was older playing at my big age of 28 against a man, no, absolutely not. What about you?
I agree. I actually didn't play any sports growing up.
None at all?
I
I feel like you're lying.
I was not an athletic girly, to say the least.
Okay.
I was very much, I'm going to get my nails done, my hair,
That's cute.
that type of stuff. I wasn't super athletic, but I did like to dance.
Okay, well, no, that's a sport. That takes talent.
Yes, dance is a sport, but it was not a sport for me. It was an activity, a
Okay.
leisure activity.
Got it. And you enjoyed it, so.
I did. Well, I took dance in high school too,
Okay.
so that was nice.
Were there men, I'm guessing, in this, or was it all girls?
Actually, not really.
Mm.
Not really. I can only remember like one guy in the
Okay.
class, and
Was this high school or middle?
high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I can only remember one guy being in the class, and he was cool. I mean, he didn't feel intimidated. We weren't intimidating him. He wasn't intimidating us. Like, it was cool.
Okay.
But, dance can always be sometimes seen as a non-aggressive sport. And I think that this executive order is really good for super aggressive sports that require like a lot of physical contact and stuff
Yes.
like that, because
Boxing.
yeah, exactly. Because of the different, I guess, biological builds, if I'm
Yes.
saying that right, of men and women. Like, we're just not built the same, period.
Mm-hmm.
So men can sometimes, in most cases, are stronger than women,
Yeah.
because women are most of the time seen as the weaker link. And I'm not saying that there aren't some strong women out here,
There
because
are.
there are. I actually consider myself to be one of them. But this is not about me right now. So,
I was just about to say, you're about to, join a sport with a man. Would you do that right now?
no, absolutely not.
Absolutely
But
not. Same.
growing up, I have female and male cousins, but after church, it was tradition to go over to my grandma's house
Yeah.
on my dad's side for dinner after church. And all of my cousins over there were primarily boys. I
Okay.
was the first granddaughter.
Oh.
So,
Actually, I knew that.
they always wanted to play like football and
So
all
you
of
had
that
to play
stuff.
that, or you just sat to the side?
No, I actually got out there and roughed it up with them a little bit,
Okay,
but I
okay.
feel like they took it easy on me because
Yeah.
I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Which
I
is-
don't think in this type of atmosphere they would take it soft. Not soft. They would, go soft on the girls. I get why they went soft on you though, but And then
I
like
guess.
national level, like Olympic level,
Hmm.
like I don't see the man. I feel like I don't want to be like that, but I feel like there's a reason the man wants to go against the woman.
Hmm.
You're gonna win. Like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna win. And like
Yeah,
we said, we're not saying women are not strong, but 9 times out of 10, the man's gonna win over the woman.
that's true. But ask my brothers what it was like growing up with me, and we had those wrestling matches.
Oh,
Now, would I wrestle with them today? Absolutely not. Have you
absolutely
seen
not.
my brother that's right under me?
Yeah, yeah.
He's like a muscle man,
You
you
don't have a
know?
chance, but
Yeah,
you could try. But
yeah,
like you said, nah.
I might be able to take my baby brother though.
Okay,
I
okay.
might be able
He
to
he
take
is
him.
taller than you though,
He's taller than me. He got a little strength on
and
him,
then the
but
arms get you, man.
the only advantage he has is that his arms are longer than mine. So he
Right.
has a longer reach, but I pack a nice punch if I have to, I guess.
Hilarious. Honestly, same with my brothers. I used to beat them up a lot. No, I was playing. I was playing. I was playing. I was just playing, y'all. Please forgive me.
But back to the topic because I
Yes.
feel like we've gone all over the
The
place.
place about keeping men out of women's sports.
Right. So, my opinion on this, I think that it's important personally to keep men out of women's sports. One, because of the different biological builds of men and women, but two, definitely the privacy issue. And I actually think about Joanna Man when he when he dressed up as a woman and he was playing basketball or whatever, and he was cool, but then when he got in the locker room, it was just kind of like
Awkward.
it was a little awkward sometimes because he had to figure out how to keep in character to keep this persona up of like, oh yeah, I'm a girl too, and I'm not interested in this woman or whatever the case may
Quotations.
be. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
exactly. And so I feel like that could be a breach of um privacy for sure,
Yeah.
and comfortability
Yeah.
as a woman.
Yeah.
You know.
Because half the time I feel like it depends. Like, I feel like the school should definitely let the ladies know, like, hey, there's going to be a male, transgender male in here, sorry, transgender woman, however you guys want to pronounce yourselves, in the locker room. But like I said, I just feel like it's just, like you said, it's a privacy risk issue for women. And women always have to have the short end of the stick. And I'm sorry, women first. Men can't be in the bathrooms because we can't protect ourselves sometimes in there if,
Exactly.
we're in there alone and a random man comes in there.
Exactly. There should be some type of, I don't know, like people should, it should be a vote.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be a decision that's made for the whole team. And then if that is a decision that the team has decided to make, there needs to be community rules that everyone abides by. And maybe those community rules are you have a separate locker room,
Yeah.
or I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't make the rules up for that, and I don't
Yeah.
want somebody to try to comfort me like, "Oh my gosh, Lady Kai said," and it's like,
No. You
once
make your own
again,
rules.
back to the disclaimer: these are our own opinions, and we
Yes.
are entitled to have those. So,
Yes. And like she said, you guys can make your own rules that will like work for you guys. So
yeah. All right, that was. I mean, I think this is going to be something we're going to have to circle back to because
yeah.
it's so much deeper than just keeping men out of women's sports. It's
Yeah.
so much deeper than there's so much more to unpack, but
Mhm.
we only have so much time right now, so
Right.
we'll
All right.
totally have to revisit that.
Yes. Let's get into our questions for the month.
All right, so we're talking about the future of education. I'm not sure if you guys have heard or been paying attention to the news, but there's definitely some talk about eliminating the Department of Education, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, we just want to talk about how do online learning and digital classrooms, how are those things reshaping education? What do you think about that, Jazz?
Okay. So I've actually never learned from online, but I've worked from home online, and it's a lot of fun. If I was a student, I would not take it serious. Since it's
Mhm.
my job and I'm like having to get paid for it, like I take it more serious than if I was doing it educational wise.
Mhm.
Honestly, it's just for me personally, and then also I feel like for the kids, because seeing it on TikTok and seeing like what happened behind the scenes of the kids during COVID time,
Mhm.
trying to learn from home, there's a lot of distractions. And you cannot control when mommy is naked behind you walking
Exactly.
past the camera. So, and the teacher can only control what's going on in the classroom. So I
Mhm.
personally think it's not the best for everyone. It's like I want to say 70% of the whole class is not best for. That's what I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in that 70%.
I can agree with that. I mean, well, I can understand what you're saying. I think online learning could be good. I think that it just has to be like closely monitored and regulated. It can't just be like a free for all, you know, like there's got to be some structure
Yeah.
in there and it could totally work. I mean, especially for somebody who struggles with being in a classroom, you know, I
Yeah.
think that online learning is definitely a suitable option for them. And I think about students that are bullied. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, we don't want anybody to be bullied,
But
but
it
the reality
happens.
is kids are bullied every day.
Yeah.
And if online learning is an option for them, they're at home where they're safe. There's nobody to
Bully them.
bother them and mistreat them, make them feel bad,
Right.
destroy their self confidence, you know?
And then still be able to learn because
Exactly.
obviously they're there to learn.
Yeah. I
So
mean, now, like you said, obviously we can't control what mom and dad
they're
are doing
doing.
in the background. Hopefully they have enough sense to not be in camera while
Right.
their kid is learning.
Mhm.
But, you know, I think that it could honestly be, I think it could be good
Yeah.
because it could provide a safe space for people at home. But I am reminded about, you know, back during COVID, like you mentioned
Yeah.
a little bit ago, my baby brother, he actually missed out on eighth grade graduation
That
and
sucks.
his first year as a freshman in high school because he was
Mm-mm.
behind the screen. And, you know, that was kind of tough.
Yeah.
So I do think that online learning should totally be optional. I don't think that everybody should just have to do online learning, you know,
Right.
but it
Yeah.
just provides a different level of flexibility, other resources for students because, you know, there's a lot of good online learning tools. I
Yeah.
think ABC Mouse is one of those for more so for early learning.
Right.
I think about some of those Math Academy or Khan Academy. That's
Khan
what it's
Academy.
called.
Okay.
Khan
Okay.
Academy, you know, stuff like that, where students are able to learn. But in addition to this, since we're talking about online learning, how do you feel that AI, like what what effect do you think that that's having on our education?
Okay. So I'm always on TikTok. I was on TikTok and okay, the biggest thing I've seen on there is students using AI to like turn in assignments and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And then the professor, obviously, because in college, I don't know if they do this in high school, but in college, they'll put your paperwork into some type of software to see if there's,
Plagiarism.
there you go.
Hmm.
And there was a lot of that happening because obviously that's not your own words.
Exactly.
So it's just hard, like, because are you learning or are you copying? So I think that's just going to be really difficult with kids growing up these
Hmm.
days.
I agree. I think most things like AI and stuff like that, the intentions behind it are always good.
Right.
Or at least sometimes. I mean, you just never know
It
these
depends.
days. You never
Yeah.
know. I think that I'll say this. I think AI could be a good thing, and I think it is a good thing. I think it's just the way people use it. Some people take advantage of the AI and they use it to do bad. And so that's when it becomes a problem. But if you look at some of the advantages of I think about personalized
Lesson.
curriculums. Yes,
Right.
personalized curriculums for students where obviously there's an end goal for each student to be able to add up to, let's say each student needs to be able to add up to 100 by the end of the semester or something like that.
Right.
That road to being able to add numbers 1 through 100 together may not look the same for every student because each
Mm-hmm.
student doesn't learn the same.
Right.
So if AI could be used to create a personalized lesson plan or curriculum for those students, that could be a good thing because it doesn't make kids feel insecure because maybe Johnny over here, he's already adding 50 plus 25 and
Right.
I'm only adding 10 plus 2, you
Yeah.
know? But at
Definitely.
the end of the day, we're all going to get to that goal of being able to add those numbers.
Right.
So a personalized curriculum could be good. I think about, I don't know, maybe assisting teachers like administrative tasks,
Yeah.
stuff like that. That could always be good.
Mm-hmm.
Analyzing student data to see how your
Mm.
students are learning and things like that. So
Right.
There's definitely some pros to it. I think it's all in how it's used.
I agree. And honestly, I think there should be like an age limit too. Like, okay, when you get to high school, you can use it, or like sophomore year, like you'll learn about it
Hmm.
freshman year, and then you'll actually be able to use it sophomore year or something like that.
Yeah.
And then another thing I wanted to say was the reshaping of education in classroom, like online.
Hmm.
Also, I think they probably should implement you guys learn online for like a week, not a week, maybe a whole month or whatever, and then see how it goes. And then
So
if
like
you,
some hybrid learning.
yeah, some hybrid learning, and then it's like, oh,
Hmm.
they've been slacking off. Okay, I don't think this is going to be the best way for them to learn. I don't know, trying to just figure, think like, give them the chance. Don't just throw it at them. But I know, like with
Hmm.
COVID, they had no choice but to
Yeah,
just be
this is
like,
true.
you have to not work from home. Well, that too, but learn from home.
We actually don't call it working from home. We call it virtual working.
Virtual
Working
working.
virtually.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. Some companies don't like the way work from home sounds. It sounds a little
Mm.
too lax. So,
Oh,
but if you say, "Oh, I'm working virtually," it sounds a little bit more professional, doesn't it?
it does.
I
It
kind of
does.
like the way that sounds too,
I do too.
though. All right. Well, we do have another question that we want to cover, and
Yes.
that is, how will I'm sorry, no, that's not the question. Don't listen to me. But the question is, should schools place more emphasis on life skills like emotional intelligence, financial literacy, things like that outside of the traditional subjects that you learn like math, reading, writing, that kind of stuff?
Yes, I definitely do think they should let us know a little bit more about financial literacy.
Hmm.
I would love to know how to do my taxes. And honestly, I really didn't learn how to manage. Like, I know there was like a savings account and stuff like that, like in high school, but I really didn't learn how to manage my money until I went to college. And I learned how to manage it on my own. I didn't learn it from the school.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But yeah. And then also I used to really love English in high school and love the
Okay.
books and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I cannot remember the last time I read a book. Like,
Yeah. I'm reading a book now.
look at you.
I've never really been a big reader myself,
Okay.
but I don't know. I'm kind of getting into books more. My problem was always the book doesn't hold my interest. But
Yeah,
I've learned that like if I'm reading a book that'll hold my interest,
you
then
read
I'm
it.
more apt to finish the book. And I've also learned that I like audiobooks.
Ooh,
So if I can
read
listen
too.
to the book,
Yeah.
that's a big plus because then I'll definitely finish
Then I'll
it.
definitely finish it.
But yeah, I think financial literacy is definitely something that I would have enjoyed learning at school, because I, like you, had to learn how to budget outside of
School.
school. And
Mhm,
it was probably when I went to college when
mhm,
I learned how to budget my money as well.
mhm.
Because,
Did you have not online, but did you have work there too or no?
yes,
Okay,
I
same.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to get
Had
little
to manage that
coins,
money. Yeah.
get little coins. But
Because we were definitely broke in college.
I
Definitely have to
know.
manage that stuff.
Yes, you do. But thank God for being an adult and
Yeah. We're
working
kind of
now.
just thrown into it, and
I
maybe
know.
that's how we learn, just being thrown into it. And that should have never happened.
But sometimes I prefer not to be thrown into it. I would
Correct.
much rather be prepared. So
Yes.
that way I kind of know what to expect. And even if I don't know what to expect, I know how to maneuver through whatever happens.
Right.
So yeah, I would like to know how to do my own taxes too.
Right.
I think that that's important. I feel like every adult should know how to do their taxes. Now, whether you choose to do them every year or not, that's your own choice. But at least you know how to do it if you have
IRS will
to.
come after you if you don't. So,
No, I mean like you personally do your
oh,
own taxes or
oh
have somebody else. Please pay
okay.
your taxes, guys.
Please,
Please pay
please
your taxes.
don't go to jail.
Yeah.
Have you dissected any frogs lately?
No. Why would I dissect
I'm
a
just
frog?
asking, the science classes that we took in high school. Wait, did you dissect the frog or no?
I think I did dissect
Okay.
the frog.
Yeah.
I think the thing I hated dissecting the most was the owl pellets.
I remember something about an owl, but I don't remember that.
Okay, yeah.
It might have
We
been.
had to dissect owl pellets. And you know what an owl pellet
No,
is?
let us know. What is an owl pellet?
It's poop. Owl poop.
Yeah.
And in there, now my well, first of all, outside the fact that it's poop, okay, obviously that's gross.
Dissecting poop.
But people like to cover it up with it's science, it's fun. No.
No.
It wasn't
Absolutely.
fun for
Yeah.
me personally because one, I don't want to dig through poop.
Yeah.
Someone else's poop at
I
that.
don't dig through my own poop, right? You don't dig through your own
Well,
poop.
I was not expecting you to say that, but
Sorry.
yes, don't do that.
Okay.
But also, I have a
Phobia?
yes, a
Mm.
phobia of rodents. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
really
it's been.
bad. Like
Mm.
I can't even watch Ratatouille. I
No.
can't watch
Ninja
certain
Turtles?
cartoons.
With
Well,
the
Master Splinter,
okay. He's fine.
he's kind of my homeboy a little bit.
Okay,
I
okay,
thought he was
good.
cool.
Okay.
And the only reason I tolerated that is because I don't know. It's Ninja Turtles. I
Yeah,
mean, I would watch that with my brothers all the time. We had this one DVD and they played the crap out of that.
over and
I
over
mean,
again.
it was
DVDs.
oh my gosh, I just dated myself, didn't I?
It's okay. I
I'm
don't.
not over 30 though, guys. Okay? I'm
Yeah.
not over 30. But there's nothing wrong if you are.
Yes.
Um but there was like most of the time the whole purpose of us dissecting the owl pellet was obviously to see what the owls eat. We know
Right.
what owls eat. They
Yeah.
eat rodents and
Mm.
other stuff. So it
Yeah.
would be like the rodent skulls and like
Mm. That's
their
horrible.
bones and stuff like that. And that just freaked me out. Like it was just so scary to me. Like I said, I can't even
We could have
do
looked this up on Google.
we could have. We could have,
So
but
what was
that
the?
would take the fun out of the science, right? So, yeah, that was terrible. But I dissected a pig before.
Oh, that's cool.
The crazy thing about these dissections is that none of this is helping me
Yeah.
with my day to day activities
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it helps with knowing how to cut a chicken open, but I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not cutting my chicken. I just buy the chicken already cut into the parts I need. So,
Mhm. Right. So it's like I'm not really using that.
no.
But I wanted to say the reason they do that is because they're trying to teach the student as a whole. So they want doctors and biologists and stuff like that. But we're not biologists. What about
Mm-mm.
us people, like the 10% that don't do that?
Like, they don't teach you how to do human resources in high school. And it's
No.
like, first of all, people skills should be taught. Human
Yeah.
resources is for the whole purpose of human resources is for the people.
Right.
Human resources is for the people. I did not learn how to be for the people in high school.
No.
So I think that especially I can see, grammar school, kinder through eighth grade, you have all of those random classes. But I think that once you get into high school, your educational track should be more geared to where you think you want to go in life.
Agreed.
And if you don't necessarily know where you want to go in life, I mean, you should have the option to dibble and dabble, experiment in what you want to try to find where you
Yeah.
want.
The
And then
school.
once you've done that, then now your classes are more geared to preparing you for that. Like, I don't need to
Hmm.
take a biology class if I'm not going to be a biologist,
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's good to know the anatomy of my
Like
body, but
freshman
after
year.
that, I don't want to know about the plant life cycle. I
Yeah.
just don't. I
I
don't
don't.
need that.
I don't even know it anymore. So it's like
I just remember learning about like chloroplasts and chlorophyll. I
I
don't
don't
even know what
remember.
those things look like anymore, to be honest.
I don't remember anything. I really used to hate science class. Like it was not. Oh, and chemistry.
Mhm.
Oh, that was not fun.
Now, there was one
Oh snap.
science class that I really enjoyed, but obviously it was about food. It was the
Ah.
chemistry of food. And,
Okay.
you
Well, everybody
know,
likes food.
if I can
So
combine learning and eating, why not?
why not? Did you guys get to eat food?
We did.
Oh,
We
I love
learned the
that.
different sciences behind different foods, and then
Okay.
we would cook the food. We would cook different
Oh,
foods,
okay. Well,
and
that's a good class. I
it
never
was
had
a
any
good
class like
class.
that.
It was like the only class that was science based that I actually really enjoyed.
The only one.
I mean, there was food involved. Food is always a good time.
Food is always good, especially for high school
Yes.
schoolers. Definitely love that.
Mhm.
All right, let's get to our last question.
Yep.
There has been talk about eliminating the Department of Education. What kind of impact do you think that will have on our future of education?
That's a good question.
It
I
is
can't believe that. Like, I never in a million years would have thought that this would be a conversation.
our
Like,
reality.
obviously, we need the Department of Education.
Yeah,
So, why now are we trying to eliminate it?
yeah. Trump says he wants to allow the states to like control it, but obviously, I don't know. I feel like they already have a lot on their plate,
Hmm.
and obviously, it's already been set up this way for a reason.
Yep.
And if it's broken, fix it.
Hmm.
Let's not eliminate things.
Right.
If
Let's
it's
just fix it. I
what,
agree. I
yeah,
agree. I agree. And I think that once we give the states control of their own individual educational systems, the problem I immediately see is, well, what if I'm living in Illinois, but I want to go to California for college, but now my
mm,
credits don't are
transfer
inadequate.
because there's not the same. It's not matching. Everyone is
Yes,
learning something differently.
exactly. Not at the
Clock that.
same pace or, level that one place may be teaching it. And I think that that could create a lot of problems
I didn't think
when it
about
gets to
that.
the college level.
Yeah.
But then you also have to think about families who move around a lot.
Yes, like military
Yes,
families and stuff like
yes,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what are those kids supposed to do when they're maybe in seventh grade back home,
But
but they move somewhere and now I'm back in third grade? Like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
No, I would be so upset about that. So, I don't know. That's one of the biggest problems I see. I also think about funding.
Yeah.
What is funding going to look like? I
Mhm.
mean, the government already be trying to shut down.
I don't like my
So,
I can't wait to see what is going to happen with funding
mhm,
because like we said he's eliminating it or trying to right now.
mhm,
Honestly, he just cut some people. So anyway, he's trying to eliminate it. So where are the funds going to go? I
yeah.
really want to see, and like you said, we're going to talk about this definitely
Hmm.
again in the future cuz that's a lot of money. A lot of money. And the biggest thing is like a lot of rural towns, not just in Illinois, just in general, they rely on those funds. So
I agree.
I really hope, I really hope he give them their funds. I know that the department's not going to be there anymore, but I still hope they can get the funds from them.
Yep. And I think about, I don't know. I think it could just, when it comes to funding, because I also think about, what about students who have learning disabilities? Like,
Mm,
how are they now affected?
right,
And I think that this could really it's really going to shine a light on the different inequalities that already exist within the educational system.
right,
And then on top of that, you have like special education programs and things like that. And sometimes those things need more resources. I mean, looking
yeah,
at the Chicago public schools now, a lot of these schools are already struggling as is. So it's
yes,
just like, now when you have someone else that's controlling all the money and all of that stuff, like, can we really trust them to put that money in the right places? I mean, sometimes I already feel like they're not putting the money in the right places, but
yeah.
like Abbott Elementary, for example,
The Hulu
she
show.
used that money. The school needed them supplies,
Mm,
and she uses it to go buy this stupid big sign so that people can know the name of. People already know the name of the school, and they don't need to see your pasty face up there.
oh my gosh,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty crazy.
Well, hopefully the mayor of Chicago's not, going to control it. I mean, I'm just over every mayor being like, okay, we're in more debt, and now we're in more debt. It's like, how? Like, I know, well, I don't know how.
But every time they get up there in the mic, yeah, this is my thoughts on the educational policy, and I'm gonna get us out of debt. And no,
Yeah,
you're not doing
no,
anything. You know
just
what? I
creating it.
think put Willie Wilson up there. Give him a shot,
Give
okay?
him a shot,
Give him a
right?
shot. He's
Yes,
already got some money, so he's not really in this thing to make more money.
make more money. Yeah, yeah. I think the biggest thing is a lot of people want to make money for themselves, and they
Or
want
they
to be in
just want to be
politics.
seen.
Yeah, just want to be seen. Don't we all?
I mean, not really. Not if I'm gonna be seen in a bad way.
Well, yeah, because they're definitely being seen in a bad way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna leave that there. This could get messy real fast. So
Okay.
we'll leave it there. But I mean, if you guys have any thoughts about anything that we just talked about concerning the future of education, definitely let us know down below. And we'll be sure to respond to those either through the comments or on another episode, okay? So we
Yes.
look forward to hearing your commentary. Now we're going to move on to our little victories of the past month. So, Jasmine, what's been your little victory?
My little victory is I made sugar cookies.
Ooh.
They're so gooey and good. And now my brother wants me to make, well, he actually wants me to make chocolate chip cookies this weekend.
Mm.
But like, get someone else to do it. But I'm going to
Well,
do it.
if you do, drop me off a few. You know, I love chocolate chip cookies. That's my favorite cookie, actually.
You might need to come through and get these chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, I might be in the city.
Ooh, okay.
Might come holla at ya.
do
That's pretty good.
you like milk?
No, I hate
Oh
milk.
my gosh. All
Why?
right.
You like cookies.
Yeah, love a
Mm-mm.
milk and cookies. Do you like warm cookies though?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could do some warm cookies. I
Tyra likes
just
milk. She was just playing, y'all.
no, I really don't. I really don't. Milk is just not my friend. Funny story. Milk is so not my friend that even if it gets like on my skin, like touches my skin, it makes me want to gag. Like it's terrible. I
What?
can't
So
do
you don't do
milk.
milk and cereal
I don't eat cereal because of milk.
because the milk.
Yeah,
You like ice cream though.
I do.
Okay.
But I have a problem with vanilla milkshakes because it makes me feel like I'm drinking
Drinking
milk.
milk.
And then those boxed waters?
Yes.
I can't do those either because the carton is like, oh, this is milk.
Just
Like my
shake like milk.
brain is just like, we're
Yeah.
not drinking that. It could be
Mm.
milk.
Even though it's not.
Yeah, but I buy milk. I cook with milk. I mean,
But
actually,
you
when I
don't
make
drink it
my
straight up.
oatmeal, I use milk. I prefer to
Okay.
use milk, but I can't pour me a glass of
A
milk
milk,
and
not at
drink
all.
it. I'm not going to eat a bowl of cereal.
Mm.
It's just not going to catch me doing it.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
But I'll enjoy the cookies just fine with some water or
With
juice,
some water or juice. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Well, my little victory was I've actually, now that the weather is changing, I've been, walking a little bit more. I haven't
Yes.
actually used my workout equipment that I told you guys about last month, but don't worry. I'm going to get there and use
Yeah.
it. But for now, I mean, at least I'm doing some form of exercise. I've been taking some walks, saddle up the puppy,
That's all that
walk around the
matters.
block. And I can't wait till the weather really breaks because there's a park not too far from my house and I like walking up there.
Yeah.
So,
And I
yeah,
bet you the dogs enjoy it.
they do.
I'm gonna give us a little cheers.
Woo!
Yay.
So, you guys, as we wrap up today, we just want to leave you with a moment of encouragement. We just want you to remember that every great achievement starts with the decision to try. Challenges may seem daunting, but they are opportunities for growth and learning. So, just embrace the journey, stay resilient, and believe in your ability to overcome obstacles. Because each small step you take, it just brings you closer to your goals. So, keep pushing forward. Your perseverance will eventually lead to success.
Yay!
Ooh!
Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing.
Okay, Dory Jr.
That's so funny.
All right, y'all. Make sure to give us a follow on YouTube. We'll soon be on TikTok and Instagram. Our tag is at the Lounge Podcast, Sassy and Serious. Don't forget, we drop a new episode each month. And this is the Lounge Podcast where we keep it sassy.
And serious.
Bye bye.